done well.
Text is sent.
On this week's show, our celebrity guests prove that no matter how cool you are, the world can wait until you are out of the car for your next status update. They go to the kart circuit and wheel to wheel to see which team will be winning for charity. And Jonathan and Mups go head to head on the track and both push hard for top honours. Too hard?
Hello everyone and welcome to another awesome episode of Speed Stars. Now every week, Speed Stars gives two famous South Africans a chance to redeem themselves as racetrack stars. Now Maponyane and Jonathan Boynton-Lee have not only graced a gazillion magazine covers, but we've also seen them a gazillion times on our TV screens. Now this week, we want to see if they are as comfortable behind the wheel as they are in front of the camera.
Forgot everything they taught me, dude.
But I think I will win this race, and I hate to pull the race card.
Jonathan, Mups, welcome to Speed Stars.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
But the two of you are tough to track down, to keep up with. Is there anything that you don't do? Start with you, Mups. But I mean, if it's not acting, modeling, presenting, directing businesses, like, give us a chance.
You like the black me.
Why do you think we've paired the two of you together?
Except you're just like 10 years younger. That's how you
I think just like Jonathan, we don't like to put ourselves in a box and like to try and maximize as much of any potential we might have as possible and get the most out of life. I think, I've always been like that since I was young. I didn't always just do one thing, which I guess in some ways can be to your detriment, in terms of getting 10,000 hours, whatever it might be. But I try and create an ecosystem around whatever I do that it can assist with the next thing's hours and whatever it is. But, in school, I played about 8 or 9 sports, and I just love doing as much as possible and really getting as much of an experience as possible. And I'm a creative and I get bored quickly as well. And I love to try a whole bunch of different and new things and give myself a good stab at it.
I see a lot of head nodding
from
Jonathan.
He says it all. He is literally the black me. except he's got his business sense is a lot better than mine.
And his chest is bigger than mine.
So it's a give and take.
It's a trade-off. You and I were chatting about it earlier. I mean, it's a very South African thing, is that you can't just be good at one thing from an entertainment perspective, certainly. Yeah. There's just not enough business. Is that what's motivated you to diversify? I mean, was TV ever on the cards for you? Was that like...
always. From a young age, I used to steal my dad's video camera and make movies in the backyard with my little toy soldiers. And so whether it was behind of or in front of the camera, it's what I've always wanted to do. So it wasn't about diversifying. I just equally love being where we are. I love being behind the camera. I love creating. So the whole process of filmmaking and TV to me is, I can't imagine myself doing anything else.
I suppose also cool, when you in front of the camera, you also start learning about what they want from behind the camera.
Yeah, you got that
and
knowledge,
vice versa.
And I started in theatre as well, so there's that understanding. I always love working with people who have done theatre before because they understand a performer's perspective as well, which makes a massive difference. I love that base.
And to be fair, I mean, John and I have been mates for a while now, and we've just realized that sadly here in South Africa, doing one thing in the entertainment industry is unsustainable. And you don't want to be the person waiting or looking for your next job. You need to be able to create it. And if you can put yourself in that position of power, you're sorted.
People are like, you guys are millionaires because you're on TV. And dude,
no,
your PA is earning more than me.
Exactly. if they only knew. But I suppose that's the reality of the business we're in as well. There's always that fear that when does it end?
Yeah.
So that's your reason for diversifying into business as well. Because maybe sometimes you think, I've got to prove to you I've actually got a real job.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have that?
100%. I mean, especially because I initially went into the industry, well, with TV presenting actually. I was doing a schoolboy rugby show, but what sort of boomed me in this industry was modeling. So people immediately think, oh, this guy's just a model, you know?
He's just done.
But I was literally just trying to find a way to make extra cash for varsity. That was literally it. And I happened to try that out, and that was going quite well. And I was doing a few other things, and it just all has sort of taken off. But I'm really a nerd. I like to keep to myself. And that's just the irony of it all. I mean, I always said in school, you know, people always like, oh, you know, and it must be so easy just to model and you get all the girls, whatever. But it's not like that. In school, I was definitely the head boy, the general, the captain. Listen.
The parents' dream.
No. The head
like
boy.
a dream child.
No. I was the head boy, the captain, the general of the friend zone. So, you know, it's a big 360.
Well, we're going to find out now just how confident the two of you are behind the wheel. We want you to go fast, but we also want you to be safer drivers. So let's catch up with Jonathan and Mups in this week's safety lesson.
Eating your breakfast cereal or applying your mascara while driving is something that you shouldn't be doing. But there is another that is far more dangerous and far more prevalent.
So to start off with this one is a very simple exercise. We call it a gymkhana. We'll do a demo for you. You're going to come out the gate, go through the slalom. We'll explain it all to you. We'll give you a chance to get used to the car, get used to what it does, and we're going to time you.
He's going for it.
Those cones are just going to roll over.
Nice.
100% focused on the task at hand, Jonathan Boynton-Lee was first to set a time, followed by Bonnie Mbuli, Leanne Williams, and Mups Maponyane.
First in love, eh?
Wow, you guys are quite impressive.
See the cones coming up on you quite
He's
quickly.
so dramatic about it. Such drama.
I must say I'm glad all of you have actually got day jobs, because maybe this isn't your strong point. But okay, so now what we're going to ask you to do is we're going to give you a number. We're going to ask you to do exactly the same thing again, and you're going to text to that number the words "don't text and drive."
Oh, wow.
And we're going to compare your times.
Oh my God.
Don't forget 5 seconds every cone you knock over, 5 seconds Mups for not going into the parking bay, and we're going to compare your times at the end.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I don't want to be good at this, but I will admit
But you're probably going to win this one.
I
You're
am
probably gonna win
constantly on the road, and like
Texting.
you get like immediately people like, can you respond immediately? You're like, oh crap.
Well, you're not the only one, Mups. Hands off the wheel, eyes off the road. Jonathan only found his rhythm when his text was sent. Not focused on driving, the onboard shot says it all.
He's done well.
Text is sent.
The reality, that cone is a curb, a pedestrian, another car.
Maps is good at this texting driving thing.
Oh my gosh. Guys, don't text and drive.
Mom's the word, huh? Nice stall there. Okay. Here we go.
She flattened the
Beautiful, beautiful.
Not texting.
You destroyed it. There's a difference.
I did, hey, I massacred it.
Now, Leanne's approach of stopping to send the message is the right one if she had have pulled over. But this happens on the highway and at traffic lights.
Everyone's, hey, stops
She's
at
ready
blue for a
to text.
smoothie.
She's ready to text.
On average, you were about 10 seconds slower. There were penalties, there were mistakes. Again, Jonathan was the quickest, and it's not because he's the quickest texter. I think he's just the quickest driver. Leanne, you actually nearly improved your time, but that's because you didn't spend half an hour talking just before you go.
She nearly improved her time while texting and driving.
It's one of the worst things, and we're all guilty of it.
Oh, yeah.
I did. Sit and drive,
Everyone
texting.
does. Yeah.
Can you do it now that you've done this today? Is it actually possible? Are you now going to be convinced, Jonathan, to maybe? I know you were good at it, which is
Which is worrying
worry.
because
But I mean, do you feel how distracted you get from paying attention to
100%.
this when you need to
know what,
focus
it was
on
a
driving?
short text we had to send
Yeah.
today, but most people are like watching videos and Instagramming, and that's a whole other story, because when you start engaging in pictures and stuff, then you're completely off the road, you know, and it takes a split second. And they were saying to us earlier, it's worse than alcohol, like being on your phone. Your reaction time is much less.
You know what the problem is? It's hidden. No one has an accident and says I was on my phone. So we can't report on those figures, but I promise you it's the biggest cause of accidents at the moment. You can see it when you drive. Do you think about driving, Maps?
Do I think about driving?
Yeah, when you get in a car, do you think about driving, or is your mind busy with other stuff?
So it's funny you say that too, because, you know, besides this making me realize just how unaware we are, I was grappling with this just the other day when I started realizing how often do you drive and realize you have so much on your mind that you don't know how you got from that point to the next one.
Yeah.
I've driven so many times where you're on autopilot and I've gotten to my destination or close to my destination. I'm just like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And that is also a big concern because we have so much going on. Now imagine adding that with texting and driving or being on the phone or just not being able to watch or be aware of 3 cars ahead of you, 4 cars ahead of you, or your surroundings, or the person that is actually about to run across the road from 200 meters away.
Driving distractions, there are so many, not just texting and driving. So I'm glad you guys had that experience. You could see,
After that, I was like,
see what that's all about.
thank you.
So we've got it on camera. No more
no
texting and
No
driving.
more.
Don't
Wow.
do it.
No more.
You heard them, eh?
A whole lot less.
Don't go away, because after the break, we see if our 2 hotties can give a sizzling performance around the racetrack. Hello and welcome back to Speed Stars. Now this week's 2 contestants have won numerous competitions, whether it's for dancing well or for dressing well. And now it's time for you to win as well.
Winning with Speed Stars is easy. Predict which of our stars will win in our weekly matchups, and you could win an advanced driving course with Opel. You can enter via our website, on social media, and in the motoring supplements of the Star, Pretoria News, Daily News, the Mercury, or the Cape Times. Our grand prize in our Predict the Winner competition is just incredible. You could be joining the winner of Speed Stars as they race off overseas with Michelin for a taste of what it's like to be a racing driver. The Michelin Pilot Sport experience will put our winners on an iconic F1 circuit and behind the wheel of some incredible race cars. Fortis will also be giving our fastest star a timepiece valued at 30,000 Rand.
Now when they're not working in front of the cameras, Jonathan and Maps devote a lot of their time to charity. Now on this week's show, we find out if their karting skills can help their team win money for charity.
Michelin are donating 30,000 Rand to charity. Ark Animal Centre has a no-suffer policy, specialising in the rescue, rehabilitation and rehoming of puppies, pregnant moms and small breeds. The Sunflower Fund aims to educate and recruit a viable, ethnically diverse database of bone marrow stem cell donors in an effort to save the lives of those suffering from life-threatening blood disorders. In our weekly charity challenge, our stars are paired into 2 teams of 4. This week, it was time to show off their racecraft in a 3-lap kart race. Running an inverted grid, points would be allocated based on final race positions. Now, while Dave was off to a flyer, Jonathan was, well, off the track. The tricky hairpin at turn 2, the scene of many first lap dramas, delivered yet again, with Dave tossing it under braking. Wow, solid contact with Mup smashing into him, but both were back on track and in the race. Our aerial shot showing Jonathan with a lot of ground to make up. On board with Bonnie and Booley as we see Mups making the pass, we pick up the action from his kart as he spins out and Bonnie crashes into him. What a drama-filled first lap, and sadly, Bonnie retired hurt after that crash. Keeping it clean up front was Jason Goliath, and hot on his heels Bianca Buitendijk, followed by Chris Burtish and David Levinson. Heading on to the start-finish, Jason seems to be opening up a gap, while Jonathan is working hard to close down Leanne Williams. And the pass is made, but how long can Bianca hold off Chris? Great exit speed out of the hairpin by Chris, but Bianca holds firm. This is some really sensible racing. But the man on the charge is Jonathan, from 8th and last, and into this battle for 2nd place. Nice commitment passing Dave around the outside and into 4th. Picking some different lines, but they're definitely working. Breezing past Chris, and in his sights Bianca in 2nd place. And he dives up the inside into turn 1. What a lap by Jonathan. But out front, Jason ran away with it, followed by Jonathan in 2nd, scoring valuable points for his team. Bianca held on for 3rd, followed by Chris, Dave and Mups. With the 1st, 3rd, 4th and 5th, Jason and his team smashed it, and so did the Sunflower Fund.
Winners, you get to pick which charity wins this weekend.
May I? All right. I feel any, mini, money, more this guy.
What is it? What is it?
Who do we want?
The kids.
Now, being an actor means constantly having to adapt to new roles and also learning new acting methods. Now, our 2 contestants are about to receive expert advice on their new roles as racing drivers.
If we're going to turn in early like now, you're going to feel like you're running on a track the whole time.
Yeah.
So you want to come in as wide as you can, come to the inside and use the space out.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Never ever leave it in you.
Never.
Yeah. Okay, so you get that. Straighten up. Okay. That's it. Close your hands. That's your grip.
I don't know why I'm doing that.
Now you break. 3rd, 2nd. Okay, don't worry. I just slowed you down a little bit.
Always look at this red and white stuff. That's where you must always aim to be.
Now, earlier we chatted on your safety lesson about being distracted when you're driving. You've been on the track now with the instructors. Racetrack, go as fast as you can. You weren't distracted then, were you?
Yeah, but because you
100%
have
focused.
to be 100%, you have to focus on every corner. It reminded me of Strictly Come Dancing. Like the first week, I'd never danced before. They're throwing all these things at me. You've got to remember the technicalities and the choreography and memorize everything in your mind and visualize it. If you forget even one of those things, you'll be thrown completely. So you have to completely concentrate.
Have you been on track before? Have you done something like this?
I have been driven around. I've never had to
never...
actually focus on where to take the corner, where to change the gears, where to accelerate, what points to focus on. It's like sensory overload, man.
It is. Mups, you've done this before, though. I know you love your cars. First time on a track?
First time on a track.
Wow, that's going to make it a really nice little head-to-head. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I was driving around that track, changing the gear, got into 5th, going around there, and he was like, no, get back into 3rd, and let it
rev it to the max.
rev and everything. And I'm just like, no, and I couldn't do that, and I'd still have my foot in the clutch, and he kept saying,
is that the nerd you were talking about?
Get your foot off the clutch, and I couldn't get off the clutch because I didn't want it to over rev. So I had to get into that habit of actually trusting it. And then I felt a lot more of a difference. So I think it's trusting the car and what it can and cannot do.
Well, that's the amazing thing with all of this, is that you'll realize that the car is going to do so much more than you are actually capable of doing.
When we do anything, I'm just like, if I'm going to lose, Jonathan, I hope you
exactly.
take it. So we like,
it almost doesn't count losing to him, so it's fine.
Wow, this is such a beautiful thing, guys. Can you believe it? They're actually going to get competitive.
You were hoping that we were the 2 most competitive oaks in the...
Watch, helmets on, race faces.
Oh, no, there's
it's
no
all
doubt.
going to change.
No, when those helmets are
going to happen.
Well, let's have a look. It's time for them to go head-to-head on track. Our fuel partner, Force Fuel, ensure our hot lap cars are topped up before every head-to-head race. Benchmark times are set by driving instructors on the day to account for changing environmental factors. The challenge, 2 stars, 2 cars, 1 track in a head-to-head race around Swartkorps. Each with their own start and finish line. Whoever completes the 2 laps fastest wins.
So, give it all you can and do what you need to do.
Drive it like you stole it, right?
If you want to, my man.
Let's go, boy.
Let's go, boy.
You and me, boy.
While Jonathan blasted off the line,
Am I waiting for a green light?
Maps was waiting for the green light that never existed. Early advantage, Jonathan. Quite the contrast, Maps is super chilled. Jonathan very conservative into the start-finish, leaving lots of track to spare. But pushing those Michelin Pilot Sport 4s hard through turn 2.
Go.
Very different is Maps using all of the track and then some as he exits onto the start-finish. One lap to go and the boys are on it.
Nice.
Who will race to victory in this one? Well done, boys. What a great race. Maps, the race is over. Huh?
I went too fast. Forgot everything they taught me, dude.
Adrenaline, the body just takes over. Your mind thinks it knows better.
Too much adrenaline.
Big thrill, I'll tell you that.
Guys, this was super close. So over 2 laps, I've got a 2-minute 59.1 and I've got a 2 minutes 57.2.
Cheapers. 2 seconds, dude. That's
2
all that
seconds.
separates us.
2 seconds over, 4.8 kilometers. It's nothing. Well done to Jonathan Boynton-Lee.
It's that start, dude.
You
It was that 2-second start.
won the head-to-head battle. That is flippin' amazing. Great news. Well done.
Yeah.
You seem surprised.
It looks like something else is coming, but...
No, there's no but. So well done.
So that's a good... Okay. Okay, cool.
Let's see your lap time. So where do you guys want to fit in here? Obviously at the top.
Obviously we want to.
Obviously just above Jason Grath. I'm going to sit on top. You don't want to be...
You don't want to be on top of Jason ever.
I want to be above.
Okay.
I want to be number 1. I'm not going to lie. I just like...
Okay, we're going to start. We'll start with you. So you want to be at the top?
Yeah.
Actually, Chris is an overachiever. I want to be at the top too.
It's impressive, eh? Because you actually are at the top. Jonathan,
It wasn't
Boynton-Lee.
as bad as I thought it was.
I haven't even got to Maps time. Let's have a look. So Jonathan, we're putting you all the way at the
top. So are you trying to tell us if we were 257, 259, our averages are like...
You can work it out now. How well
1:25.78. Dude.
That must have been my second lap.
That is always your flying lap. So the start's always going to be slower.
Yeah,
that was on your hot lap, but that is a good lap. Can you stop crying now? You did flipping well.
Let's
Let's have a look how Maps did. Maps, do you think you beat him? I know you didn't have a great start, and I know you weren't happy with the race. Did you beat him?
I think I was maybe 0.2 of a second slower.
You weren't. You were faster.
No!
With a 1:24.12. But that is a cracker
crazy
time.
That is awesome.
But
is that a good lap though?
Look.
No.
So far out of our episodes,
awesome.
it is a cracker lap. I mean, Big
awesome.
Mouth Goliath, who was smoking tires, is way down there now. Listen, guys, not the end of the world. What's going to happen at the end of the series? The fastest times we put into a final. So it's not all over, even for you, Jonathan. That's a cracker time. The two of you sitting up at the top. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Of course we are, dude.
Great lap time.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
And look, we both won again.
And you know what's nice? You both won. They're right. They both did win. So in this little head-to-head battle, in the race, it was Jonathan Boynton-Lee that won. And we had a viewer at home who predicted that he would be the winner. Let's have a look at who that is. Congratulations to this week's winner of that advanced driving course from Opel.
A huge congratulations to our two winners. Now, of course, we are crossing fingers for that very important final. Now, next week on Speed Stars, we've got the absolutely beautiful leading ladies, Bonnie Mbuli and Leanne Williams. Now, who's going to be the leading lady on the racetrack? We'll find out next week. And if you think you can predict the winner for next week, then you might just be a winner. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next week.
It's that energy that starts your day on espresso each morning.
I would love to whip his ass.
Leanne Williams not only has a face for TV, but a voice for radio.
How was I? How was I?
The cameras love Bonnie and Booley. The cards not so much. Whether presenting or acting, she's a star.
I didn't go through this.